It gives us a chance, hopefully, to build our bowl resume. Obviously, the more you win, the better off you are, and equally as important is to go into the bowl preparation part of the season on a positive note. So those are all important things. And then certainly, Nebraska's got a lot to play for too. Also, they're a storied program in college football. They've got a lot of pride, and we expect that nothing but their best shot on Friday. They've got a quarterback that's an extremely good thrower. He's been very, very productive throwing the football. Defensively, they present a little bit of a challenge for us with a 34 scheme. Then on special teams, they've got really, really good specialists. Their punter and place kicker are excellent. And then they've got unbelievable return guys, both in the punt and kick phase. So, they're really a team that's got a lot of ability in all three phases, and we certainly have a challenge in front of us that way.
What do you see from Nebraska? Their defense, they're 3-4, but in what ways are they different from Wisconsin?
They try to do a lot of the same things. They just obviously transition into it. Don't do as many things out of it. So, but what they do, focus on, they do pretty well. So.
What do you feel like you guys are playing for still? Obviously, not the championship you'd hoped for.
We're still playing together. This is the last time, this group, these seniors will be able to play, regular season game together. So, we still have lots to play for.
What makes their passing attack so effective?
They have extremely skilled guys on the edges, playmakers, and they bring back a lot. A lot of guys from last year. They bring back a lot of experience, especially up front. And, that helps them. So they know what they do and they're good at it.
Somebody asked Pearson L yesterday, or whenever their press conference was, if this was a rivalry, and he basically said, "Who likes Iowa?" I'm not trying to bait you into saying it, but do you feel like this is a rivalry? Do you feel Nebraska is a rivalry for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a rivalry. My first year was 2014 here, and obviously that game didn't end the way we wanted to. And I think, at least just speaking from my recruiting class, that was our first experience with Nebraska, and it left a pretty sour taste in our mouth. So at least, for the guys that I came in with, it's always been a game that we've kind of had marks.
What have you seen from Nebraska's defense? It's a 3-4. You guys have had experience with that now, at least.
Yeah.
What do you is theirs quite a bit different than Wisconsin? What do you see from them?
So they play the way Nebraska plays their 3-4. They kind of play it like a 4-down defense, but they have like that boundary defensive end. They pretty much play them like a DN/linebacker. Wisconsin pretty much just play base 3-4, but Nebraska plays more of a 4-down front into a 3-4 defense.
Easier to identify things with them than Wisconsin?
It kind of depends. Like Wisconsin, they rarely blitz. You knew where they're going to be lined up. Nebraska, there's some games they pretty much blitz every other play, and so it really just depends.
What makes Nebraska's passing game tough to defend?
Really just a lot of dynamic athletes, at the receiver position, number 8, number 10, and then number 15. Those guys are some really good players, and they're also big in their return games on special teams. You can just see their athleticism right there. Their QB is, he's got a strong arm and will sling it around. So.
You see yourself in coverage in this game more than normal?
Yeah, I think so. I'll primarily be out in the slot, and I'm going to have to disrupt those receivers from their timing and help out our secondary. So.
This is a pretty prolific passing attack for Nebraska. Yep. What have you seen from them on film?
They've got a lot of weapons. Number 8's a really tough guy to defend, and then number 10 is a younger guy that's got some good speed. So. And the quarterback trusts him. He's not afraid to throw the ball out there. So we just got to make sure we read our keys in the secondary, play pass first, and eliminate the big plays.
I'm going to have a lot of people there at the game, so just playing in front of a lot of family, friends, it's really kind of special. Just anything we can do to get the win in front of them would be great.
Yeah, looking at last week, looking at the end of the game, they threw the ball around quite well, and they had 3 really good wide receivers that kind of jump out, and they have other good players too, though. So looking at it first, you see those 3 wide receivers, and you see that he can sling it to them, he can throw it, and they just jump balls. But they can have a running game too with the divide M and a bunch of different other plays that they can run. So they're a good team. We have to be able to stay focused on all their aspects.